first I'm going to measure out my sides. I need 1'6" for each one. So 1'6". I don't have quite enough. So I'm going to get one piece out of this one. I like the grain on the edge of this board better. So we're going to go 1'6" here. So that's one side. Got another one of those for this one. 1'6" on both my sides. Like I said, I make these cutlets so I can cut my own stuff. So I need 1'2" for my other pieces. I don't think I have enough on this one to get it out yet. Nope, not quite 1 foot. So I'll take it out of these two. So 1'2". I'm keeping all these to the same end, so that way I know that I need to cut to this side of my line. .2 is going to be just in front of that knot. So this beam is going to be just a little bit too big to handle. We only need about 16 inches of it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off at about 24. That way I've got a little bit of room each side to cut out. Now, total size of this beam is actually 8 inches. So we ought to be able to get 4 cuts, or close to, probably 3. And then as far as height goes, we've got almost 4 inches, so depending on how that cuts out too, we'll just see how it works. Probably need to plug my saw in. Now, because this is such a big piece, we're not going to cut the whole thing at once. We're going to make passes. Go. So I'll leave this here because we'll use it for some other pieces later. So we're going to adjust down to 2 inches. It should basically put our blade an inch, an eighth to the outside of the blade. The blade should be about an eighth of an inch. Now when we cut this, I want to keep a lot of this roughness in a couple pieces, so we'll probably pass on this side, and then we'll probably pass on this side and keep alternating back and forth. So one thing about cutting big timbers is you only want to take small passes, so I'm going to raise my blade about a half an inch here. Pull my saw away so I can walk around it on that side. So we've got about a half an inch raise there. I already know it's set. So we're going to go ahead and turn the vac on so I don't have the dust everywhere. First time I've ever done that. Raise it up a little bit. better desk collection. Hooking the vacuum up. I mean, look, that's all the mess I made. Now, these leg pieces that I've milled out of that bigger timber, I've got them milled down, and they actually are going to measure 3 3/4 width by just about 2 inches, which is perfect. So then I can split this. So now, one thing we do need to keep in mind is our blade's going to take 1/8 of an inch. So I have this set at 1 15/16. So I'm actually going to take it back to 1 7/8 so I can split that difference. So I'm going to set my table to 1 7/8. I'm going to check my blade again, make sure it's all good. 1 7/8. So that should drop a 1/16 on each side of my line. And for me, because I'm cutting Doug fir, I'm going to need to take 2 passes. It's just too hard of a material. My blade's getting a little worn out too, and I just haven't suffered through buying a new one. Look, our pieces came out almost identical, so that'll be nice. So they've got some milling marks. What I'll probably end up doing is hitting these with a wire wheel to make some of that pop up. I actually want to keep some of that in my design. I want this to be rough. I want it to look like it's been cobbled together. Next, I'm going to be cutting the 8-inch height for my sides out of all my pieces to get them the same. I'm going to try to keep one edge that's this factory, again, keeping that rough appearance to everything. So, now that I've learned how to use a vacuum, turn that on. Probably help if I plug my saw in. One of these days, eventually, I'll have a shop where I have everything plugged in all the time, but this isn't that. So we've got 4 trim pieces, 2 inside trim pieces, 4 legs, 2 side pieces, 2 long side pieces, and 1 bottom piece, and a whole bunch more scraps that we can build something else with. can't keep track of anything. So something if you didn't know, these nice combination squares, this point here is almost exactly 1/2 inch, so if you need to mark something out, you can use this as a spacer. This should measure exactly 1 inch. So again, if you need to use it as a spacer, you got a 1 inch. Something a lot of people don't know, but useful for when you're putting things together. Perfect. I know in the design I stated that I was going to be dropping these down below, but I think what I'm actually going to be doing is running them flush. I can drop them a little bit, but I think I'm going to run them flush with the outside edge. Drop down 2 inches. And I drop down 2 inches. Come in 2. Measure 1/2 inch in. File in our hole. Goes to the right spot. Okay, now we're going to come in 2 1/4 just to bypass that other screw. We're going to come up 1/2 inch. Okay, so now we place this flush with the bottom. Should give us 1 inch at the top exposed. We're just going to drop a couple screws in here ahead of time so it's easier once we have it in place. Okay. Line it up nicely.